2, 1, go. Good luck, guys.
Good luck.
Good luck.
All right, here we go, Chip.
Oh, there we go. All right. I always love the roboting. It's always good. I mean,
It's a fun time.
how do you follow up that match?
That was ridiculous. I can't wait to see how these two open up.
Yeah,
like, I want to see their first impressions here.
Absolutely. We saw like room 2 as it did end up being a challenge for both players, but not early. Like Ryan had room 2 solved pretty early, and and Bear also pretty much got it down eventually as well. And even room 3, I thought that one was going to be a true, like, really, really difficult challenge, but they both just had it down. I'm hoping we can see something similar this time around.
Mathis, at least getting to the end of it and dying to the song.
Yeah, I think that'll constitute a lead there, but I'm sure that'll change quickly as we expect both these players to easily make it to room 2. I don't think anyone's going to not see room 2 at the very least. But I mean, I said this to Mathis, but jaaski is better than his record shows. He hasn't had a win yet, but he's also played Ryan twice, who's undefeated. He's played Bear, who's obviously pretty much as good as Ryan, and he's played you twice. So,
yeah, and both my games against I hate that I did so well against jaaski.
Yeah,
because I love him.
Yeah, that was your best week as well.
Yeah.
And yeah, so he still has 2 matches versus Mathis, this one obviously, and then another one later, and then 2 matches versus Dan as well. So he's got the lighter schedule, the latter half schedule for sure. Whereas some people, like I believe you still have yet to play Ryan twice as well.
Yeah, it's true. Next week, the last game of the week is me versus Ryan.
That'll be a fun watch for sure. Now you got your wish. You said you told me you kind of wanted Bear to lose so that you could be the one to bring Ryan down.
I want to be the one that stops this terrible man. This menace.
He is rampaging through the Mario Maker tournament for sure. I can tell you, I personally, I would love to see someone go undefeated, but at the same time, I don't know if I can handle Ryan talking about his undefeatedness as Mathis is into to room 2 there. First one of the 2 to make it in. Let's see how he's feeling about the map so far.
Is like I counted down the song from the P switch because I was so sick of it. So it goes for 6.5 loops. In case anybody's curious, I don't know how many seconds that is. But that's how long the P switch goes for.
Mathis having some P switch knowledge from last week. He didn't like last week's map, I could tell. He wasn't a fan. So I don't know if it was the P switch or the sliding or what.
I shouldn't be short hopping. Need mods to purge before you see the yeah, you know what? Here, I will.
Oh, jaaski's into room 2 for the first time.
He's done it.
You gotta retain momentum through there? Oh my god.
He's realizing the ridiculousness of that jump. But he's kind of got it a bit wrong there. Consistency being built, though. 2 in a row. Oof.
Damn it.
Tough jump
That's
there.
it. I don't want to die there.
Yeah.
But Mathis into the second room as well. We won't learn a lot until we see these players conquer this saw right here. Oh, Mathis, that looked good. He did take a death, but that was that's what we saw Ryan doing. We saw Bear taking the stutter step, and we saw Ryan doing it in 1 jump. I wouldn't be surprised to see actually jaaski as well take it in 1 jump after he assessed that. And yeah, there he goes. I mean, we're tied now. Probably the day with the most ties, I would say. And I expected that because of how difficult this map is. Math is taking a bunch of bonks there. I don't think he'll be able to make it through this. Oh, actually, yeah, he does. Wow.
Yeah,
recovered it. Room 1, very lenient on its timing. Oof. Not a great jump there. It was really cool to see last match both players like having a burst of like consistency in the last 10 minutes. That was really cool to see because it shows that I think like nerves didn't really affect them that much. They played well throughout the whole of the round, even though it was very close. Mathis, another death on that jump. See if jaaski can figure it out. Oof. He's got it. Like, he's got the idea. He's building the fundamentals for it, for sure. That's a good sign. You know, I don't think we'll see another Dan situation where players don't understand the jump. Mathis with another shot. See if he can build. Nope. He's going to go head first into that saw. And as with the last match, we'll need to see how these two players can do on room 3. I'm just seeing their progress on room 2 now. I'm pretty sure it won't be a problem for them, or at least a significant problem. And I'm sure they'll both make it to room 3. But we saw Ryan and Bear master those spin jumps, as well as the cannonballs. I was amazed with their consistency on the cannonballs. Like, I think the only deaths we saw were like their first attempts on the cannonballs, and then Bear struggled a little bit because his strat was a bit wonky. But other than that, they almost never died to them, which is really impressive.
Yeah, every time they were getting there, they were getting through it.
Yeah, I'm really impressive.
Extremely impressive Bear. That's what they call him.
So really convoluted nickname back in high school.
Oh man, so Bear, how did you match aside? How'd you feel about the map?
Really good, actually. This is a surprisingly fun one for me. I was, I think part of it was the fact that I was very prepared for it to kill me.
Mm-hmm.
So that alone was enough for me to maybe just, not get too upset every time I died on the very first screen. But that didn't happen all that much, actually. The first screen wasn't really that bad.
Yeah, I think Ryan actually had a bit of struggle with it early, but then, it became quickly not a problem for either of you. I mean, it's interesting to me because I expected this to be a very frustrating map for everyone, but I think, like you said, because it was marketed as such a frustrating map, that actually gave players the ability to be like, all right, I'm ready for it. I'm ready for this map to be really, really hard.
You can't say that every week, though, because then I won't believe you.
I will say there's only 2 maps of this caliber, I would say. But I don't know. I don't know if there's a map quite like this one. This one is so consistently difficult throughout the entire map, whereas the other map I'm thinking of just has one section that's very, very difficult, as opposed to literally every single part of it.
How did you feel about it, Justin?
I loved it. I'm a big fan of precision jumps, so this is probably my favorite of the bunch so far.
Nice.
I didn't get as far as I very quickly got to room 3, and then I never even got to the cannonballs.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Ooh, jaaski with the nifty jump there, but I think he took too long in the crevice, so he's gonna not be able to make it to the door.
He's got to make that vertical climb really fast too.
Yeah. He's building the fundamentals, though. As I said, he's learning. I think Mathis is still struggling a bit with the jump. I say that, and he does it, but again, takes it a bit too slow. But he's getting it too. I think that both players are making very, very equal progress here. And yeah, jaaski does take a lead as well.
And when I first got into that, I called it the nook, the little area between, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
When I
first the crevice.
There you go. That works too. When I first got in there, I didn't believe that I could stand there and jump up and over it. Like, I just didn't feel like I would be able to get enough momentum until I actually tried it.
Yeah, it's a very awkward jump. It doesn't play like most jumps. So when you get to it, you don't understand how it really works, but it is possible.
Yeah.
And it was the bane of my existence clearing the map for sure. I bet you that's the jump that I died the most on over the course of the 11 and a half hours I spent on the map.
How much more difficult do the second and third sections get, like after the first checkpoint?
The second checkpoint, I would say, is twice as hard as the first checkpoint. It is ridiculous.
Oh.
Yeah, no, it's... Yeah, I said this before, I don't know what I was thinking when I made this map. I really don't understand what was wrong with me. It has some parts that are very, very challenging, and then the conclusion of the map is just insultingly hard.
Yeah.
It has a more consistent ramp up to, like, room I guess room 5 is tough. Like it's very, very tough, but it's not too bad. And then room 6 is really hard. And then room 7 is really, really hard. And then room 8 is like, go fuck yourself. I think if a lot of viewers at home have been, after each day of the tournament, they've been going and playing the map that week. And I'd be interested to see what happens to the clear rate of this map specifically, because a lot of the people watching here are not going to see the jumps that I'm talking about, the latter half of the map. So they're going to see this and go, oh, this doesn't look that crazy. And then they're going to get to those rooms and be like, oh, okay, I see.
18 clears.
Yes, total.
Yeah, I saw that. So you said there's another map with an even lower clear rate?
Yes, and I'm surprised because I don't think it's harder. I think this map is harder. I think there's just the I don't want to spoil it, but there's just one part of that map that's really hard.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's interesting though. I'm biased because I made the maps, so
Yeah.
I might not have the best opinion on it.
Both these boys getting a lot of room 1 deaths still.
Yeah,
And it's pretty early in. It's only 11 minutes deep, but still.
I think one thing we've seen from both Mathas and Jaaski is the ability to kind of lose the mechanical skills over the course of the level and make a lot of early mistakes. I think that's cost them a lot of their matches too, is because like we saw Jaaski's ability to perform in week 2 for sure. And we've seen Mathas' ability perform almost every week, but I think both of them suffer from mechanical issues. And when you have those mechanical issues, that it reduces your consistency, which is the most important thing for sure. Mathas with a good attempt here, but we're going to see the same problem where he's just out of time. But yeah, I mean, early here, I'm not sure who to give the advantage to. I mean, Jaaski still has the lead right now, but both players are pretty much equal.
Yeah, they're both still. Yeah, they just got to get like their. Once one of them takes off into like the Matrix and just starts lasering through the first room consistently.
Man, I wish I could bottle up that feeling you get when you just are in the zone in Mario. Just for some reason, every single jump, just you see it 3 jumps ahead of time. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a nice zone to be in.
Getting into door 3 the first time, I legitimately yelled. I never yell. I never genuinely yell.
That's big for you. Yeah, shit.
Yeah.
We saw a lot of those moments in week 1. I was really happy to see the checkpoints and the progress feels very satisfying, especially the more difficult the map is.
Yeah.
And the latter half of checkpointing will be more difficult. Oh, Jaaski, room 2 completion out of nowhere.
Yeah, man, that was really smooth. I was
surprised. Like
he does the
wow.
quick
Look
jump
at this.
on the bottom.
Look at this. Oh,
wow, that's some big progress.
that is huge progress.
13 minutes in, no less. That's crazy.
Yeah,
I'm telling you, dude. I don't know if it was the same for everybody, but I think as soon as he gets back in there, he's going to struggle on those triple saws again.
Yep.
Because
It happens
sight
to
read
everyone.
was easy, but then afterward it was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, the readjustments you have to do, or just the adjustments you have to do, are awkward, and it always feels like you want to adjust more or less than you have to. Like you jump and you land, and your brain's like processing it as you're doing it. And you go, oh no, I'm going too far, even though you're not going too far. You're fine. So you make that extra adjustment and you pull back, or you go too far and you hit a saw. That's the problem I would find, is that I just wouldn't trust myself to do those jumps.
Yep. The tiny bit of hesitation.
Yeah.
Just a little eensy bit.
Jaaski's looking real strong on room 2 right now.
I can't believe he's doing that quick jump so consistently.
Yep.
Yeah,
He's in.
that's
Look at that.
That's like the fastest room 2 yet, probably. That was insane.
Back into the saws, and there you were exactly correct. Mathas is still greatly struggling with room 2 right now, but a lot of time left for sure. And Jaaski struggled early on, but as I've been saying, he's got the easiest schedule coming up. So if he can get a win today, he still has 2 more matches versus Dan coming up, and he has another match versus Mathas. Which again, if he can win today, that's looking good for him later on. And he's still
I
got.
had, sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say he's still got another match with you and Ryan again, which are, you guys are definitely playing well, but it is winnable matches. So he's not definitely out of or out of play here at all, even though he is 0-4.
Oh, he's much better than 0-4 though. That's the point I
Yeah.
wanted to make.
I mean, you would think that I think you could say his record is even 1-3 right now, because I mean he was very unlucky to face Justin in week 2. Like jaaski got second place overall in week 2, but he just so happened to go up against Justin. All right.
Jaaski would have beat my ass in week 2. That's for damn sure.
Mathis needs to make he doesn't quite understand that jump. That could be brutal. I mean, we saw Dan struggle with that, and just early on, that's a bad sign if you're Mathis.
That jump was giving me trouble the whole time.
Yep, it's the double munchers of this one, and it's early. I think this is the most room 1 deaths we've seen though so far with both players,
Yeah.
and that costs a lot of time.
Do you think playing in the 3rd time slot is a disadvantage?
I don't know. I think for jaaski it's not, since he is so early.
Oh, he
for him.
gets to wake up a little later.
Yeah, he gets a little bit more sleep that night. But yeah, I mean, I'm not sure. I'm not sure if it has a huge impact or not. If anything, we've seen a lot of very good match 2s. I don't know why match 2 has been so good every week, but match 2 has always been pretty exciting.
I know it does. It just seems like such an absurd thing that it could even have an effect, but it has been consistent, hasn't it? That like match 2 is, pretty close and competitive, and then match 3 is kind of like a wash.
Yeah, I don't know. It could just be coincidence. jaaski, solid room 2. He's in. He's making the progress right now, whereas Mathis is still struggling. Ooh, yeah, there's that big adjustment that we were talking about. You gotta trust yourself and keep going.
It's weird because I'm so much like I can definitely empathize because I'm so much more confident approaching it the first time and the first time alone. And then all of a sudden, I think just like in my brain, like the hitboxes become bigger or my hitbox becomes bigger or something, and it's just like, okay, now I can't do it the same way for some reason.
Yeah, it's really just assessment of like how you're doing it and what you're doing, like momentum, I think, in particular. Oh,
Mathis got that good consistency.
Yeah. Oh.
I can't believe he's gone so fast that he's able to do the big jumps up there too.
He's still struggling with that. Mathis made some progress on his jump there.
Yeah.
As we have an in-sync attempt here. Both players going to hit the switch in the same frame. I like this. You and Ryan had a lot of those, by the way. You guys were in sync at a lot of different points.
He and I are like equal level gamers. When we're on like a level playing field, we're just like the exact same level of skill, it feels like.
I'm happy then that we have another match in the future for you guys. I'm not sure which week it is, but definitely I'll be looking forward to that one.
Right, except in Halo, I would beat the shit out of Halo.
Ryan's shooters aren't his thing.
Yeah.
I'm really impressed. I mean, I feel bad that leading into this when people were asking me like, who do you think's going to do the best? And I was like, well, like, how do you think Ryan's going to do? I'm like, middle of the field maybe. A little bit under that. I insanely underestimated him.
Yeah, man.
It
When he pulls
week.
out the stops, he's pretty impressive.
He's got these, like, you watch him play certain games, especially like shooters, and you go, oh, this guy, how is he good at any video game? I don't understand. And then you watch him play games like this, or it's just random games for him. He just has insane skill. Like, he's extremely good at Tetris.
This is boomer energy gaming, dude. Just like that, too. Yeah, Tetris, exactly.
jaaski's still looking better right now. But he needs to keep up that pace. We've seen jaaski falter later in matches, and he needs to avoid that this week. He's got that cushion of Mathas still figuring out this jump here. I want to hear Mathas's opinion on this jump, actually. Seems to be in a bit of a focus mode here.
Okay.
Good first room. Another shot here. Ooh, this is good. If he doesn't hit a saw, he's got it. Oh.
Okay. Am I supposed to? I don't know.
Every
if
time
a
you can make it
Z-jump would
past that
reach
jump,
that
though,
P
it's going to be
block.
really
Yeah.
helpful.
That's exactly what he needs to do. He just needs to build that consistency, but he's got it. I think the harder part of that room is getting the speed of that first section. I think once you have the speed of that down, the second section is just some pretty simple saw jumps that you got to execute.
Yeah. Yeah, the top half of the second room is actually pretty easy.
It's not too bad. It's just you get a little nervous when you're up there because you know, oh, I did the hard part, now I got to do the easy part. I have that issue a lot with certain games, especially Mario Maker, is when you get past the really hard part and you have an easier part, right after it, you kind of go, well, I should obviously beat this.
Yeah.
And then you mess up because you're overconfident.
No, that was me with the third and fourth screens today. Like every time I got past cannonballs, I was like, okay, this fourth screen, I know it's easier than the one I just did, so I should be able to do this.
Yeah, you both you and Ryan, one of your ties was missing the hole in the top left and like bonking on it.
Did he bonk? Did he do a big jump on the very top like I did, or did he Z jump through?
I don't remember actually.
Because that I knew once I could get back there that if I had Z jumped through that hole that I would have totally made it. But
I honestly don't
I just
know
never got to do that.
if he Z jumped or regular jumped. Okay, apparently he did Z jump. I think that is the right strat too. It's hard for me to remember.
Oh yeah. No, it looked deliberately like you set it up so that you have a little platform, and then if you Z jump, you just perfectly shoot right through that top hole.
Yeah, it was ridiculous how you guys both tied. You both slid into that saw. Your first deaths on the room were sliding into that saw above the switch. And then your second deaths were when hitting the saw above that, and you both did it within like 5 seconds of each other. And the actual thing, it was absolutely crazy.
Yeah. And then you both died in the last section at like the same exact spot.
Yeah, it was.
And you're going through the zigzag back and forth running. It was crazy.
Yeah, that's funny.
23 minutes in, both players struggling on room 2 for sure. Jaaski was doing really, really well, but he's hit that regression that we've seen.
I really wanted to become consistent with the first strategy I tried getting through the cannonballs.
That was
too.
Ridiculous.
I could have sworn that was what chat told me to do, was exactly what I did, and it worked. So I was like, okay, great.
Yeah, no, that I was worried that people were going to spin jump there when the regular jump was so much easier, and then you spin jumped underneath the cannonball, and it just absolutely blew my mind. Jaaski, back to room 3 finally though. He's really struggling learning that these jumps. He had it so well the first time, and it's just the classic second guessing. Yeah, the Z was intended to tell people to Z through the saws, and I didn't have a lot of room to place it, so.
You know, it made sense to me.
I did, looking back on it, worry that the Z would make people think they had to Z over the cannonball.
That is how I interpreted the Z.
Yeah.
I just never got to the cannonballs to get there.
I think it is possible to Z over the cannonball. It's just a lot harder. Oof. Mechanics for both players.
Yeah, they're struggling here, man.
In their defense, it is a very difficult map for sure, and I'm still impressed with the consistency of you and Ryan. Just like over time, everyone builds that. Everyone gets better and better, but to do it that quickly, in an hour is impressive.
Yeah. I mean, last week, it was more or less the foundation of my victory.
Jaaski.
The fact that I was able to... Oh, here we go.
Jaaski over the saws. Oh, he went for the bear strap, but the cannonball clipped him.
Oh, dude, he was right there.
Yeah, that was an
A hair
unfortunate...
sooner, and he had that.
That looked like exactly how I did it. I thought it was...
yeah. So the interesting issue with that room is that the slower you do the saw jumps, the further along to the left the cannonballs are. So your strat will work if you're slow at the saws, and Jaaski was slow at the saws there, so that would have worked. But the faster you go, the easier the regular jump is.
It just ended up being once I realized that the big jump cleared it so much easier. I mean, that was the only way to go. There was no point in trying to do it the Z jump way.
Man, Jaaski's got that consistency working, whereas Mathas is still struggling heavily with that jump. I want to listen in on Jaaski once he gets another room 3 attempt. Let's see how Mathas is feeling. Good room 2 for Mathas. This might be his first one. He's got the timing.
I'm
Oh,
bonking on the top, so I don't know, dude. I really don't know. I don't know.
A couple
I
of
can't
times
get
there I ended up
regularly
landing on
enough to
those,
experiment
what is it, like literal
and
2
know what I'm
pixels
doing fully
that
wrong.
you can land on adjacent to the
I
saw.
get there one every
You know how
yeah.
like right next to the
Yeah,
crevice, there's
yeah.
that little platform that you can land on. I had considered maybe trying to consistently do that.
We heard you, and I said no. I tried to say no through the thing because it's very difficult to do. Jaaski's definitely a lot better room 1 now too. His most consistent problem is taking that jump too far.
Yeah.
They died at the same exact moment.
Yep, in the same place too.
I don't know what it is about that crevice jump, but it's just like, it really, even knowing that I've done it multiple times, it still just doesn't look like it should be possible.
They just died in the same spot in room 1 again.
I do love the in-sync ones. Okay.
That's some wild synchronization considering the death spots.
Yeah, let's see if they can do it again. Oh, no.
Aw.
Mathas Z's into the pit. All right, I want to see Jaaski get past this jump here. I want to see another room 3 from him. He is doing that every time now, though. He's hit that same exact spot.
They got to slow it down there.
Yeah, like I was worried. At first I was like, oh no, like I don't think I could do that fast. But I realized like I can take a second there.
Yeah.
That's
That's like, well, that's by design, I'm sure, right?
Well, no, I think the strat I did was go through it in one go, and it's what Ryan used as well. Ryan went through in one go. There we go.
That was good.
All right, let's listen. Oh, I cursed it.
Cursed the boy.
Cursed the boy. That's just what happens.
He's got to start doing some Z jumps on the top. He's costing himself a bunch of time jumping all the way and touching the ceiling there.
I think you're the only one who's done Z jumps there, actually.
Really?
Yeah, I was also doing. I wasn't doing touch the ceiling jumps, but I was doing like mid jumps.
Saves a ton of time.
It's I don't know. I don't think either strat is wrong, honestly. I think they're both totally legitimate. Because when you do a full jump and you bonk against the ceiling, that force down actually, it doesn't save you time, but it gives you back the time that you lost from doing a big jump. Mathas has another attempt here. This might be, another bonk. Never mind.
Man. Wow, that's killer.
Jaaski, another room 3. Let's hear it how it goes.
Okay. Yeah, I guess that's working.
Oh!
You've got to be shitting.
Heartbreaking.
12 bricks.
Another part of that third room that I kept realizing was happening to me was that I would subconsciously be afraid of hitting my head on the second layer of saws when I was going through the bottom. even though
Oh,
that
yeah.
wasn't
Yeah,
possible.
it's not
but
possible, yeah.
yeah, but it felt like when I was jumping too high, I'd be like, oh shit.
We're at the halfway point. It's looking really good for Jaaski right now. More so because just Mathis is really, really struggling. But he can make I mean, it's Mathis. We've seen him have bursts of progress before if he can just conquer this jump that's been killing him. I very much expect him to eventually make it to room 3. Jaaski, another of this. If he can just stop doing that, he will fly through the next section. I honestly think his progress through room 3 is better than yours and Ryan. It's just he's not getting there as often. Oof. Another death on the dreaded jump, the crevice jump. Mathis, ooh, just barely makes it in. He's got the time. No bonk. Oof. He's struggling with those jumps now. He doesn't know the right...
He hasn't had a clear shot at the top yet, has he?
Yeah, he doesn't know the right size jump to do. He's got options, but... he's definitely struggling. Still an extremely close match. Jaaski's made it to the cannonballs, but not past them. I think Jaaski can pretty easily make it to room 4. And I think if anyone's going to sight read room 4, I think it'd be Jaaski. I think he's got that ability. But he's got to make it there first. I think room 4 has that just enough of a... Again, I don't know what the right word is because puzzle is definitely like too extreme, but it's got that bit of confusion that it throws at you. Okay, Mathis is starting to build some consistency on that first section. He's looking good in the second section. He's got a room 3 here.
Holy
Let's
shit.
go.
Oh, God.
Ooh, again, look, everyone does
Ooh.
this. Everyone makes it really far in their first
All
attempt.
right, that room's nothing. That room looks easy as hell.
Oh, you just said that room looks easy as hell. We'll see about that one. We'll see if he can repeat. But now we have a very close game again. Jaaski's got to make some progress here. Mathis is coming back. Good attempt from Jaaski here. He's through the first section. Good jumps. Into room 3. Another one for Jaaski.
They both doing it.
Holy shit.
Oh, they're
doing
both
it.
on room 3, yeah. Jaaski makes it over. Mathis does not. Jaaski! No! Oh, over adjustment.
Ketamine I must consume. I'm fine. Squeeze the sloth.
Oh man, now I like this. We got a close match now. Both players have like broken out through that second room struggle. Mathis, out of nowhere. Look at this consistency. Oh, I cursed him a little bit, but still, I mean, regardless of that death, he's learned the jump now, and that's huge. Another good room 2 from Jaaski. Ooh, I gotta stop talking about these players' progress. But we still got half the race here about. And both these players with opportunities to see room 4. Oof. Tough death there, though. Bit of a slowdown from both players. We have another storm rolling in here, so I hope I don't start lagging a bit. We'll see. Jaaski on to room 2. Another too far of a jump. See if Mathis can repeat here. His room 2s have been solid. And they're continuing to be solid.
Mathis showing like huge improvement.
And it really felt like it was out of nowhere too. It just kind of clicked for him.
Yeah, it just clicked and then suddenly it's beating the room every time.
But room
And when
3,
you play the worst game.
I mean,
It's funny that everyone has done the
He's a new
same.
Z-
Yeah, the
Yep,
first would
yep.
go at it, great, and then struggling on the first few saws.
absolutely. Jaaski, does he have enough time? He does.
Yeah, he's done it.
Ketamine.
He's still talking about
a
Yoda
treat.
ketamine.
He's still talking about ketamine Yoda.
Oh,
You've got to be.
I think his jump
I
got
pressed the
eaten.
button.
Yeah, his jump got
Mario
eaten.
Maker. I did the thing where I squeeze the sloth.
I like this. I like trying to maintain positivity. Not a common thing on this map, the Z jump issue. I mean, this is again. This might be the first day we have 2 incredibly close matches together.
Mm.
Ooh, light jump from Mathis there. Oof. Can't be taking these room 1 deaths right now, though. Jaaski's still got that lead, but Mathis is chipping away at it every attempt. I think if anything, we've seen Mathis build an insane consistency on the second room.
Yeah.
And if you're a Jaaski fan, that's scary.
Yeah, I think it's just a matter of time before he gets those cannons again.
Oh, Mathis.
I
Ooh.
short jumped.
Brutal.
And I let
Still
it
not
go.
quite
I knew
there.
as soon as
I think Jaaski has that room figured out, though. I think that's his benefit right now, is Jaaski's got that room 3 kind of pretty much figured out, except for the cannonballs.
Gotcha.
Yeah. That's kind of where we're at. Mathis is still figuring out the saws a little bit, whereas Jaaski's got the saws, but both players lacking critical cannonball confirmation. I was looking for the C word there.
Yeah, I mean, still over 20 minutes left. I imagine that one or both of them, honestly, will get past the cannonballs.
Yeah, I would not be surprised to see 2 room 4 attempts for sure.
That bastard top right saw.
Yep.
It got me a few times. I hated it.
Dan hated that saw for sure. It lures you into like this sense of security. Like once you do it a few times, you're like, oh, that saw's never gonna kill me again. And then 10 minutes later, you smack right into it. Mathis with too light of a jump there. Jaaski hasn't seen room 3 in a bit, and he's still struggling with that jump again. He's going in waves. He does well on room 2, and then he does bad on room 2.
Yeah, that I am worried for him because Mathis does seem to have just kind of a steady improvement, where Jaaski's just a little streaky. And,
Mathis has dipped back.
I also
now.
say that though is Mathis takes a
Here we go.
rough death.
That was a little slow. Oh no! Yeah, I think Jaaski felt the burn on the speed there, so he took a bit of an early jump. That has to be the earliest death we've seen from Mathis right there, or from anyone, I mean. Both players looking for improvements on room 3. Jaaski mistimes the jump. Mathis does not. And that's the movement that we've seen from Mathis that's looked really clean.
Yeah.
And he's going to have a room 3 attempt here. Let's listen in.
Okay, we'll see if we can do this.
Good first section. Oof.
I'm too
Brutal.
early. I'm much too early. I'm trying to like go fast, and I need to move in a little bit before I make that Z jump.
Jesse's still got that cushion. Mathis is still figuring out the saws. It's that 4th saw that's giving him issue. but he's assessing it and trying to change his strat. Always good to see. It's always good to see players trying to figure out what they're doing wrong.
Yeah. Jaaski's taking a lot of frustrating deaths.
Yep. Oh, Mathis. That was a choke on room 2. Very
talking
last
of frustrating deaths.
Yeah. I hate to see that one. Jaaski needs to break out of the slump that he's in. That's a good start. He hasn't been to room 3 in a bit, and he will have an attempt on room 3. Ooh, wonky jumps, but it works. He's over the saws. Oh, he's so close.
I had to jump again. I had to jump one more time. I had to jump again. I had to do it. If I jumped, if I just hit the jump button, you know what would have happened? I would have won. I would have done it. I would have been there. I probably wouldn't have made it to the door because I think I was a little slow, but
Oof, he does move the needle, I think, ever so slightly, but
Yeah.
man, that was close. He had the hard jump. He had the hard jump.
Insanely close.
But Mathis is still right there on his heels. I think at this point it's going to be a close one. I don't know if either players are going to be able to get to the checkpoint. There's still just enough time left, though, so we'll see. Mathis. Oh, he ran out of time. Oh, that hurts. We haven't seen that one in a while.
Yeah.
Jaaski on to room 2. He's got to build the consistency here. That's looking good. Anytime a player does 2 room 2s in a row, that's a good sign. He's back on to room 3. Will he get through the saws, though? Whoa! How does he do that? That was ridiculous, but it didn't work out.
Yeah, that was nail biting.
Those were some incredibly, again, wonky jumps. I don't know how those managed to work. Mathis has also hit a pretty hard slump here. Dying a lot on room 1 and 2. Who is going to see that room 4 first? Will either player see that room 4? That's another question we'll be asking now. Mathis with a good room 2. He's in.
We'll see if we can do it. Yep, I stopped too hard.
He knew immediately.
Yeah.
I stopped too hard.
That's been saving Jaaski right now, is Mathis' struggle on those early saws. Jaaski with a good room 2. Oof, spoke too soon. Both players take another room 2 death. Jaaski still looking for his first win of the league. He's got a lead now going into the final quarter of this match. But will he hold it? It's getting close here. Both players with equal progress on that last room. But still, I mean,
16 minutes.
A lot of early deaths from both of them. Like we've seen throughout the weeks, one player sometimes start taking a lot of early deaths, but with both players taking a lot of early deaths, it's kept the match close. I mean, it goes both ways. I mean, as long as both players are performing equally, it's a close match. Ugh, Mathis too far to the right. Jaaski, see how he handles it. Into the saw. Who will conquer that room 3? I mean, Mathis' big issue right now as we get closer and closer to the finish of this is he still hasn't seen the cannonballs. And no one so far has sight read the cannonballs. Everyone's taken a death on it at least once. So he's got one death there, and I mean, if he dies too early, he won't take the lead from jaaski. Jaaski, of course, got like one jump in and died to the second cannonball.
Oof.
This with a good room 2 here. Didn't curse him either.
Yeah, Math is looking strong.
Another chance. Will he conquer these saws he's been struggling with? He moves the needle. He's
No!
he stopped.
I stopped too
He
hard.
knew.
He stopped.
Too hard.
Yeah.
That is a consistent issue. I mean, that's what we've been saying. It just tricks you. Like, every jump is pretty much the same, but you just slowly start to trick yourself into thinking you're falling out of speed. And that's what happened there. Jaaski really struggling early right now. Still has that lead, though, but it won't last if Mathas keeps making the progress he's making. I think Jaaski needs to move. I think it's going to come down to room 4 right now. I think whoever makes it to room 4 first here is probably going to take the win, if either player does do that.
Yeah, I'm thinking that there's a good chance that they're tied right now, right?
No, Jaaski has a slight lead.
Oh, slightly.
Yeah,
Okay,
Jaaski
okay.
died to a cannonball. I mean, yeah, we could. A tie is still possible as well. I mean,
Yeah, yeah.
I don't think it's as likely because the players aren't getting to the needle as much, as we'll say. I think the reason Bear and Ryan were tied so often is just how often they were getting to that room 4.
Yeah, yeah.
Jaaski, he's maintained a lead this whole game. It would be heartbreaking to see him lose it again at the very end. Because right now, the one making it to room 3 is Mathas.
You got to get to this third room.
He takes another early death, though.
The momentum was fine. I adjusted too early.
Let's see how Jaaski's feeling about this right now. It's got to be frustrating having all these early deaths.
You turned off his audio just in the wrong
You
time.
fucking
Oh,
dog.
did I?
Fuck you, you fucking
deserve
dog.
it.
Fuck you, you fucking dog. Okay.
Heard that one before. Oh, that one was close. Oh, Mathas, another room 3. He's built that consistency back up again. Over the first saws. Oh,
I hit Z, but I was a little too fast at hitting it, I think,
yep. There's
and
that.
so it didn't register.
What happened to Jaaski earlier? An incredibly close match here, but right now Mathas has the momentum. 12 minutes left. Another room 1 death for Jaaski. Mathas looking to, I'm going to say get his third room 3 in a row, but takes a death on the hard jump. Oh! I think Jaaski takes the lead for earliest death. Oof. Both players struggling now.
Yeah, yeah. Both players hitting a little bit of a slump here.
And if it holds, it's a win for Jaaski, but 11 minutes left, a lot can happen. At this point, it'll only take one attempt. Now, the interesting thing will be if Mathas gets to the cannonballs and dies in the same way Jaaski did, because then we'll have to go to the footage. So get your clips ready if Mathas does end up taking that kind of death. Oof, Mathas will probably take a death here as he did bonk.
Ooh.
Ooh, it would have been close though.
Yeah.
Jaaski. Room 1 is
Jaaski
killing
really-
him right now.
Yeah, getting got bad by room 1.
And we said it before, but when you have issues like this, when you have regressions, you lose muscle memory and progress on later rooms. So you got to wonder what Jaaski's next room 3 will look like. Ooh, Mathis, a bit too hasty. Although, it's been a while since Jaaski's been to room 2, and he's looking good. Might not have affected him. He's on to room 3. Here we go. Can he make progress? Over-adjusted.
Every time.
Another death. No needle moved. Mathis as well. It's getting dire for Mathis now. He's been struggling with those saws, and he needs to overcome them to take the lead. Is Jaaski looking at his first win of the league? He's out of nowhere busted out some good progress, though. Even though he does take a death, he's looking better on rooms 1 and 2. It's that time of the wave function of players regressing and then progressing. So this could be an exciting final 9 minutes. Jaaski, really good progress on room 2 again. He's looking really solid on it. He's feeling the burn. He's on to room 3. Mathis takes another death. Over the first saws. Oh, Jaaski is dead. Unfortunate.
5th saw anyway.
Just missed that big jump there. But it might not matter. It's as with last match. It's not so much on Jaaski anymore, so much as it is on Mathis. It'll only take one room 3 for Mathis to take the lead, and he just can't seem to get back. Jaaski, another death on the crevice. 8 minutes left. Will we see room 4? I don't know if Mathis can get to room 4 at this point. I think room 4 is out of the question for him, so if Jaaski can just make it there, I think that'll lock the win in for him. Although here we go, Mathis. Both players actually having a good room 2. Mathis is first to room 3, though. Oh, early
That
death.
was the right moment.
On to Jaaski. Another room 3. Good movement. Oh, I didn't think that was going to happen.
Heartbreaking. Yeah, it looks like he had it.
Oh, man, that looked like his best movement through there yet, but it still didn't quite get over that 5th saw. 7 minutes left. Yeah, I do wonder if he pulled back on that jump, because the jump looked good. Like, the trajectory of the jump looked good. I don't know if he pulled back too early. Ooh, Mathis barely making it into the door. Jaaski as well. Into room 2. Ooh, clipping the ledge there, but Mathis, good pace here.
Mathis looking good.
Another shot. Does he take the lead here? 6.5 minutes left. Oh, he is. It's just not looking good for him with these saw jumps.
Yeah.
Things are looking more comfortable for Jaaski, even though there's still plenty of time left for Mathis. He just doesn't seem to quite understand the momentum changes he needs to do.
Mathis looking good.
Yeah, his room 2s have been solid again. These waves of progress from both players. It's interesting to watch. Oh!
I don't. I guess I just went too far.
So close. Every single bit of progress for Mathis gets him that much closer, but he's just literal like feet away, inches away from Jaaski's furthest point. Again, Jaaski made it into that top section, but died to the orange cannonball. Mathis is feeling it right now. I mean, look at this.
Yeah, he's consistently hitting room 3 over and over again, huh? Here he goes again.
Oof.
You know,
He's just not. Yeah.
Yeah, he doesn't. It's not like he's feeling it, you know. Like he did make a pretty good run last or the 2 attempts ago, but it still doesn't feel like he's understanding the obstacle very well. Mathis running low on time now. Jaaski with a potential first win, but he's got to hold this lead or make some progress. I think any progress from Jaaski now will almost certainly guarantee a win. But I don't know. It could go to either player right now.
Yeah, just under 5 minutes left. I mean, still a lot of attempts ahead.
Right now it's Mathis with momentum, but it just, again, that room 3 feels so hard for him. I don't know if he has what it has it in him to have a good attempt in the next 4 minutes. Still one of our closest matches in terms of progress yet. Jaaski again in the room 2 death. Mathis, will he maintain his consistency? No, another death. I think that's our first room 1 death we've seen in a while, actually. Both players doing much better on room 1 in the past, like, 15 minutes. Mathis has got to have another few room 3s here. A good-looking room 2. Into the door. On to room 3. Another chance for Mathis. Will he steal the lead in these final minutes? Oh.
That felt fine.
Not yet. Both players in sync here. I like this. It's interesting to see everyone's strategies through room 1. They're all like slightly different with the spin jumps and the jumping down part as well. God, Mathis, he has like the again the momentum and the consistency right now, but he's just not enough. He's down to his last few attempts here now. We'll stick with him on the audio here now as he
Like, you know, there's not much I can do.
as he needs to have one final burst of progress.
Yeah, like 2 minutes, a little over 2 minutes left.
It's about that grind, and like I know I can do it. This is not a stage that's based on difficulty of skill. It's more just learning it, trial and error, trial and error, trial and error.
2 minutes left. On to room 2. I think Jaaski's hope of progress is dwindling as well. I don't think he'll make any more at this point. He just hasn't seen room 3 in a while.
Again, nothing felt different, and I'm dying at different parts of the same saw. There's nothing I can do. That jump just doesn't feel like it matches the rest of the level's groove, and I just can't get it in my system.
Yeah, as I say that though, Jaaski with the room 2 here looking pretty good. Hang on a moment. With 1 minute left, Jaaski's got a room 3 going here. Mathis as well. Into room 3, Jaaski takes a death. No progress made. Mathis, this might be his last chance. Oh!
I am hitting
Brutal.
the Z button.
I think
I
there's
don't know what you
still
want me to do, game.
like an
I
attempt or
tapped
two
it
left here, right?
Yeah, for sure.
1 minute left.
I think Mathis, depending on where he dies, has one or two attempts left. That was so close, though. Yeah, this is his last attempt now for sure, I think.
Yeah, 30 seconds left. This has to be the last one.
Yeah, I think Jaaski, that bonk might kill him here. It doesn't matter. Oh, that's it. I think that's it. I think that'll be Jaaski's first win of the TCL. Yep, no, with 10 seconds left, Mathis cannot make further progress. Jaaski moves to 1-4. Mathis will fall.
Oh, boy, finally getting a win.
And he finally gets his first win. Congratulations to Jaaski. Mathas falls to 2-3. And what a match. What a close match. Let's go ahead and I'm going to go talk with Mathas real quick here.
Yeah.
As now I want to watch. Oh, it'd be so heartbreaking if he actually makes progress here. Oh, no. Okay, he doesn't. That's good. Okay, I'll be right back.
It really genuinely doesn't feel like the stage is hard. It just feels like I don't have the time to grind it.
Hello, Mathas.
What up, Apollo?
It's been an hour. It was an extremely close match, but unfortunately, you missed it by, one jump there at the end.
Yeah, honestly, honest to God, the map feels good. I like the map a lot, and I can definitely get it. There's that one jump in the second room that just feels slightly out of sync with the rest of the rhythm of the map, and I just could not make it click. I couldn't find where the smooth transition is, and it was killing me.
We highlighted the jump early on because I knew going into this map that was going to be a problem point, and pretty much all 6 players struggle with that jump. I mean, of course, Ryan I think had the best progress on it as he usually does, but even he struggled a lot with it. It was an incredibly difficult jump.
Yeah, it's a bummer. It's a bummer. And then there was a couple times where just my Z input just got eaten. The top saw jumps. There were twice where it got eaten on the first, and once it got eaten on the last. And it's just that finicky Z jump, dude.
Yep, it was close though. I mean, still a good performance. Yeah. I think all the 4 middle of the road players had pretty equal progress on room 3 there. So
good stuff. Good stuff.
Good to see, and we'll see you next week.
Yeah, I'll see you next week, man.
All right,
have a good one.
You too. Hello, Jaaski.
Hello.
How does it feel to notch your first win for the Checkpoint League?
It feels good. I'm stoked. I'm happy.
It was close for sure.
I heard, yeah.
You had some really good progress on room 3 when you got there, but towards the end of the match, you struggled to get back to room 3. It felt like.
Yeah, it was just that. So that jump.
Yes, Mathas also commented on that jump. It was
that one was rough.
It was incredible.
But also the little things like too many times missing the P switch timing in the first room and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But
hey, it was
overall I was happy.
Still a good performance. Like I said, I'm happy with everyone's performance on the map. It is far and away the hardest map. I mean, we didn't even see the hardest part of the map, and no one actually made it that far. So it's still fun to see everyone overcome the challenges that were there. And hey, you're 1-4 now, and as we've been saying, you have the easier schedule going into the second half of the league. So definitely room for you to make some progress in the standings.
Yeah, hopefully we can turn it around.